Welcome to the show. Happy Monday, everybody. It was a crazy, crazy weekend. I got to talk about all the studs, all the sucks. Going to deep dive into all that. And I've got your questions. I'm doing something interactive on Instagram. I leave a post for you guys to ask questions. There's so many things I got to cover in regards to some things I got to be held accountable for. Derek Carr, for example, how I said he sucked and now he's doing well. I'm going to get to your questions as well, but it's very important we dive into some of the studs and sucks because it was a great weekend. I mean, give you an example of some of these duds here, these sucks: Corey Davis, Antonio Brown, Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor. Going to rip into these guys. Got an exciting episode here. We got to recap. We got to regroup for some people. I had a great week. I'm doing absolutely amazing. And it was great. A lot of my players did well. Hopefully yours did as well if you got 16 rounds as well. Before we get into this show, guys, make sure you guys head on over, download the app. Everyone's got a phone. Download the DraftKings app. Use promo code FFLion. Download the DraftKings app. They are the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL. And I'm telling you guys, if you are a new user using the promo code FFLion, you got a shot at millions of dollars in prizes on there. And the cool thing is you get to draft every single week. I was on there, ended up winning another $30 on there. Doing great. Some of my guys went off. And again, sometimes I get some of those duds, right? You got to watch those 1 week wonder kind of players, right? It's very, very important. But head on over, guys, to DraftKings.com or just download the app. Use promo code FFLion right now. Understand, guys, the minimum $5 deposit is required. There is some eligibility restrictions. And of course, guys, see DraftKings.com for more details. But again, remember, use that code FFLion and draft every week because that's the biggest complaint. Why can't I draft every week? Well, now you can. DFS is super exciting. You don't got to worry about the injuries. We're going to cover injuries as well here, okay? So let's get to the show, the studs and sucks of NFL Fantasy Football Week 2. Let's recap it all. Let's dive in. All right, guys, I'm shaving. Also, this show is brought to you by Manscaped.com. You can hear the buzzing if you're in the car. I'm actually grooming my beard. You should actually shave your balls with this as well, but don't shave your balls and shave your face after. You should use some sort of antiseptic or alcohol or something to clean it after. But guys, head on over to manscaped.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. Save yourself 20% on some amazing products from Manscaped. Go check them out. Just go to their website, browse through. You'll be very impressed with the fit and finish on the products, from underwear to ball wipes and all that cool stuff. Okay, guys, even right behind me, I've got the Ultra Smooth package right here. You can get it and save yourself 20%. Go treat yourself. Manscaped.com. ShowerLion is the code. All right, studs and sucks. And I got to get to your questions because I'm doing this new thing on Instagram now, where I want to be super interactive with you guys. I want to hear your thoughts, what you want to hear on the show. So Sunday night, I'm putting out a post on my story mode. If you're not following at Instagram, fantasy football accounts on Instagram, I'm doing this post because I want to hear what you guys want me to talk about. So I'm going to save that to the end. Actually, let's go through it now, and then we'll go through the studs and sucks at each position. Let's start off with your questions first because I want to address some of the things that you guys want to hear and talk about, okay? It's very, very important. Again, there was a lot of guys that underperformed this week. Antonio Brown, Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, to name a few. And, you know, a lot of people buy that recency bias. Like, okay, well, last week they had a good week, so they're going to have a good week this week. Guys, sometimes players have 1 week wonders, you know? I'm not saying Jameis Winston is going to have a 1 week wonder, but you know, how do you sustain 5 touchdowns? Everyone went crazy on the waiver wire. I got to get Jameis Winston. They start Jameis Winston. He comes up with 8 points. You know, I don't know. I mean, what did he have? He had like 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Back to good old Jameis Winston. I mean, sometimes you guys got to see trends in players. You know, what you see is what you get. Dalvin Cook. I mean, he's banged up. It looked like an ankle injury again, right? So that's another reason why I stayed away from Dalvin Cook, because it's like he came off the field like 3 times in the game yesterday, right? So what I see out of players, the patterns and trends is what I kind of follow, not just one game performances, okay? I project forward. So let's go through some of your questions here because, again, it gets very interesting here. It's more like comments, questions, anything you want me to talk about. Apologize to Eckler. I don't think I need to. I still think he had a good game. He started catching more balls. He had this amazing catch where he caught the ball and then he got smoked illegally. I guess it was a legal hit. It didn't look like helmet to helmet, but I guess it was close to. I don't know. I saw it briefly. I didn't see a helmet to helmet. I think it was a high hit. And the guy was out. He was in the tent. I think he was under concussion protocol. He came back in. Good to see he's healthy. Yeah, he looked okay on a couple runs. I mean, I'm still not sold. Again, just the way that he took that hit, couldn't handle it. Took it and went to the, he is one hit away from an injury. I don't think he's built to take the workload. You already saw a potential catastrophic, injury there. And you could say, well, Joe, it was a luck thing. It happened. Anyone could get hurt. Yeah, I mean, but still, I'm not apologizing. I need another 3-4 weeks of him to believe that he is a real deal and can handle the workload. Okay. Should I trade Henry for Saquon and some more? You know what? Henry had a pinnacle week last week. Henry's always been consistent. Henry's always safe. I think Saquon, you got to take a look at Saquon. So many people ripping on Saquon for 2 bad weeks. You got to understand the matchups. Who did he play? Denver week 1. He played Washington. Both great rush defenses. And he was supposed to come into the year gingerly. He was supposed to come into the season as a guy that they were going to preserve and give him limited snaps. So it's not like he came into the year and said, oh, well, I'm going to explode and give you 100,000 points and run for, 2,000 yards a game. It's like they came in, they babied him, and it seems like, Daniel Jones the issue, Joe. Well, yeah, he runs a lot, and I get it. I hate, running backs that are in situations, with quarterbacks that run a lot. That's why I avoided the whole Baltimore rush, committee there. Turns out they all got hurt anyway, which, again, worked in my favor because I avoided them. So I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be a threat because Saquon's going to be out there for all the snaps, and we pretty much saw that. He's going to explode, and I think they're going to give him he's going to get the ball more, period, okay? So that's the whole Saquon deal. So should you trade Henry? I would probably hang on to Henry. He just seems a little safer right now, more consistent. Is he going to have, yesterday's type game again? Probably not for a while, but he's a beast. Barring any injury, Henry's a beast right now. I still think Saquon's ceiling's higher when he gets going, but again, right now you're a little safer where you are. Which players have surprised me so far? Well, that's interesting. I got to go through this. This is interesting. I got to go Derek Carr right now. I mean, he had a great game yesterday, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 382 yards. Derek Carr has impressed me. Jalen Hurts has surprised me. They didn't win yesterday, but Jalen Hurts looked good in week 1. I know it was Atlanta. I think this week, didn't do as good. He still had the rushing touchdown. Looked okay. I mean, I don't know. Some of the plays, they had some penalties call back. I mean, he had some big throws. Jalen Hurts impressed me. I'd say Derek Carr impressed me. Week 1, Joe Mixon impressed me, but I don't think that's going to continue. Daryl Henderson surprised me a little bit, but he did get hurt yesterday. I think it's a rib injury. We'll talk a little bit about injuries. And again, I think Daryl Henderson, I understand the situation was optimal, but I think Sony Michel's getting more integrated. I started seeing more Sony Michel when Henderson got banged up, and Sony didn't look that bad. So Henderson kind of impressed me. There's a couple other ones, but those are some guys that surprised me. Let's continue on here with the questions here. Pittman showed up. Yeah, Pittman definitely showed up, a guy that I was high on that I got for value in a lot of my leagues. A lot of people say, take back your comments about Carr. Najee Harris, a lot of Najee Harris positive. Yeah, Najee Harris had the breakout game. That's exciting. Let's see, keep going here. Deontay Johnson, garbage time points. Yeah, I mean, their team was down. Deontay Johnson caught that last ball for like 5-10 yards, got me an extra couple points, and he was doing well, even though he didn't score a touchdown. Deontay Johnson, the thing with Deontay is that he's going to be getting volume, but that injury at the end looked like his knee was banged up. I haven't heard anything as of right now. 8 o'clock in the morning, the Monday after. Hopefully Deontay Johnson's well, because he is going to crush it this year. And again, they've had a bad couple games, but I think he'll bounce. I think the Steelers will bounce back as a whole, right, in regards to fantasy. And Najee Harris, again, having that breakout. Yeah, a lot of people talk about also Pollard. I'm seeing some stuff here on Pollard. Pollard is going to be a thorn. I knew he was going to be a thorn, but not as much as he was yesterday. We'll get into the studs and sucks. But again, as long as Zeke gets a touchdown or so, it's good. It just sucks that we invested a first-round pick on Zeke, and Pollard is being integrated, which again sucks. And I did a post also on Instagram. I want to talk about this. That wraps up the questions here. But I did a post on this yesterday in regards to only 4 running backs that I trust that have no committees. CMC right now, based on 2 weeks' performance, Derrick Henry, Saquon, and Najee, all there with no committee, no pest. Everyone else is going to have a pest. Now you can say, well, yeah, Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, I don't trust him staying healthy. He'll be hurt. And Joe Mixon, again, we saw week 2 that he isn't as good as he was in week 1, and he's kind of overrated. I'm not sold on Mixon, but again, he isn't a committee, but is he going to stay healthy and do well? I'm not really sold, but there's only 4. Henry, CMC, Saquon, Najee. I'm an owner of 2 of them. Most of my leaves, Saquon and Najee. All right. So let's dive into the studs and sucks at each position. It was, again, a crazy NFL week 2. As we move on to week 3, things are starting to fizzle out, and we're starting to unveil the truth in certain players. Are they good? Are they one-week wonders? We're going to start figuring that out, when we kind of saw that with certain players, okay? So let's go here. I mean, Kyler Murray performing well. Now, he did have 2 interceptions, which I don't like. Still performed on top in regards to fantasy with 33 points. Lamar Jackson, Sunday Night Football, looked absolutely phenomenal. They won that game. Very interesting finish, and I like the ending of that game. I like the fact that Harbaugh had the balls to run it on 4th and 1 instead of kicking it back with a minute left. If you guys saw that, there was 1 minute and change left, 1 minute, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. I can't remember what it was. Left, had they kicked it down on 4th down, they would have gave Pat Mahomes at least, I don't know, a minute or so to drive down the field, kick a field goal, and potentially win. Harbaugh decided, I think they were in their own zone too, on their side of the field, in their own territory, to run the ball 4th and 1. They run it, that's it. They capped the game, right? So very nice move there. Nice win. So Lamar Jackson having a great performance. He did throw 2 interceptions, but again, 101 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. This is why I avoided the running backs there, with the Ravens, because Lamar is a running back. And, when he run that much, he's going to take that away. But again, also putting himself at risk. How long can he sustain it? Now, he looks great. He glides when he runs. KC rush defense, not the greatest. Hopefully he stays healthy, but running that much is a risky. 16 rushing attempts is crazy. Tom Brady having a good game, 5 touchdown game. I have Gronkowski in the league. I benefited 2 touchdowns there for Gronkowski. Very nice. Daniel Jones having a good game. Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, again, a surprise this year. Is that going to continue? Are they for real? Is the question that I'm asking. Is Derek Carr for real? I'd like to see more. But he has looked good the past 2 matchups. Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts, and Teddy Bridgewater wrapping out the top 10. Now, I have Herbert in a lot of leagues. He looked good yesterday. He did throw an interception. I think, did he throw 2 interceptions? The problem with Herbert was there's 2 touchdowns that got, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions like yesterday. 2 touchdowns that got pulled back due to a penalty. I think it was offensive line, illegal shift, all this BS. Herbert is really good. I mean, he threw up for 338 yards, only 14 points. That's going to go up. Again, they're just trying to get that offense going, get into a groove here, but that was a little unfortunate here. Some other duds, Justin Fields. I mean, he came into the game later, didn't look too well. Zach Wilson, major dud here, just not performing, throwing 4 interceptions. I know a lot of people you guys are not starting him, but again, looks really, really bad. Trevor Lawrence, 6 points, didn't look that good. Am I missing him? Tua got hurt. He didn't do too well at all. Didn't even put up a point. Dak Prescott was a dud, and Jameis Winston. Okay, so I got to select the dud of the week here. I'm going to go with Jameis Winston at 8.34 points with 2 interceptions and no touchdowns. Simply predicate on the fact that not you guys, but a lot of people thought that he'd have a similar type of week. Jameis Winston busting significantly, going back to his old self. So he is the bust of the week at quarterback because, again, so many high expectations for people that buy the recency bias. Shame on you for believing in Jameis Winston going back to his old self. Joe Burrow, a 10-point game as well, not doing good as well either. All right, so those are the quarterbacks. Let's move on to the tight ends. Then we're going to go wide receiver and save the running backs to the end, okay? Very, very important, all right? All right, so Travis Kelsey crushed it. Now, I don't know if you saw that one play. Man, it was a pass from Pat Mahomes. I think it was from their 40-yard line. He ran it pretty much the length of the field, dodging 5 tackles. And the last defender from the Ravens, tried to grab him and tackle him. In fact, actually helping and pushing him into the end zone. Phenomenal play. I put it in my story mode. Great play. Rob Gronkowski coming in second here. Again, this is not including the Monday night game, which Robert Tonyan hopefully could do well. I got him on one team as a flex. Max Williams having a good game there. Arizona, 16 points. Jack Doyle having a good game. Noah Fant. Kyle Pitts showing he's got some life there with 12 points. And that's all I expect out of a tight end. 10 to 12 points, I'm happy because I don't invest high draft capital in tight ends. Darren Waller, Foster Monroe from Las Vegas. Mark Andrews and Dawson Knox rounding out the top 10. Again, 9.5 points. From Logan Thomas, not that exciting. Again, after the 10th in points, it falls off 8, 9, 7, 7.6 points, right? Gesicki having a bit of a bust, 7.1 points. George Kittle, huge bust, 5.7. He is going to be my bust of the week because everybody invested a second, third round pick on him. I said George Kittle's a good player, but they spread the ball around a lot. I would definitely stay away from George Kittle. I'm going to say that George Kittle is the bust of the week. So we got Jameis Winston. I got to write this down because I'm going to do a post on this. Jameis Winston and George Kittle are my bust of the weeks. And again, I kind of do this on the fly. I like doing this on the fly. It's fun that way. All right, so George Kittle is the bust of the week. And again, comment, who's the bust of the week? Who busted on your team? I want to hear your comments in the comments here on YouTube. And if you're in the car listening, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe on Instagram or on YouTube, and go to my last video and comment. I want to make this interactive. Comment who you guys think was your bust of the week or who screws your teams this week. All right, getting a lot of praise for this one here. Cooper Kupp, I was drafting him in a lot of my leagues. 4th round pick. A lot of people have him. And 4th, 5th round pick. He was value. Crushed it. 36 points. A lot of people happy about him. Tyler Lockett, another great value. This is why I say wait on wide receiver, guys. So many people draft a wide receiver early. Tyreek Hill, right? And he was double covered all game yesterday. And if you guys watch that Ravens game, you see Tyreek Hill was double covered. And he has those volatile games. Boom, bust, boom, bust. I like a little more consistency and value in my draft. So Tyler Lockett, value, 31 points. Crushed it. Again, Terry McLaurin, 27 points. Cortland Sutton, another guy I recommended you guys get, finishing 4th amongst wide receivers with 24.9 points. Mike Evans having a boom game, a guy I don't trust because, again, you're going to have games where Antonio Brown crushed it, then you can have Mike Evans crush it. Antonio Brown being a dud of the week, being a suck of the week, right? So Rondale Moore showing he's got life. But again, you know, is it going to be Kirk? Is it going to be Moore? Is it going to be Hopkins? Who's going to have those big weeks? In this case, it was Rondale Moore. Marquise Brown having a good week. I like it. Brandon Cooks, Henry Ruggs, and Mike Williams to round out the top 10. Mike Williams, again, having 2 consistent weeks. If he stays on the field, he's got Herbert. He's going to do well. You know, I take ownership for this. DJ Moore having a good week, showing he's a target leader. Looks like he is going to be the wide receiver one. I thought it was going to be Robbie Anderson. It was Anderson last year. He had the rapport with Donald. But again, it's week 2, very early to tell. Michael Pittman finishing 13th amongst wide receivers. A guy that I was ranked 55th to 59th on the consensus rankings, finishing 13th. Great. Finally coming out of the shell. Deontay Johnson, great weeks. Okay, Justin Jefferson, 16. What do you have? It looks like 18 points there. Okay, so Jefferson, 18 points. So again, guys, those are kind of the studs of the week. If we go to the duds, I mean, a lot of Deebo Samuel mid-range, you know, Adam Thielen 16 points-ish. We want to look at guys that really, really crap the bed, and we're going to get into that right now. And again, the first one I'm talking about is Antonio Brown. And again, this is something I expected. This is someone that is in a 3-headed monster committee. I'm not expecting big things out of Antonio Brown, right? Maybe big games here and there, but I don't trust him. A.J. Brown, another suck that I warned you about, right? 2nd round pick. I mean, I got Elijah Moore in like the 9th, 10th round. He finished with more points this week than A.J. Brown. What does that tell you? So I'm going to say A.J. Brown is the second suck of the week. I'm going to write that down. A.J. Brown, suck of the week. And again, 7 points. This is supposed to be a 2nd round pick, top 7 pick consensus. I mean, what has he done? Let me take a look at his first week. Has he done anything week 1? What did he do week 1? 10 points? I mean, that was standard. 14 points week 1, right? Yeah, man. It's just, this is a 2nd round pick. And again, I told you, and this was a good game for Tannehill. They ran the ball a lot, but it was a good game. It was a win for the Titans. Did the Titans win yesterday? I don't even know. I think they lost, or did they pull out a win? I think they won. Guys, there's so many games. I'm watching Red Zone. I can't even keep. I think they won yesterday. Help me out here. Yeah, they won in overtime. That's what it was, by 3 points. It was a good game. But again, A.J. Brown, you got to step up. And again, I don't see the volume being there, especially with Julio Jones in the run game. It just doesn't. It's bad, guys. It's really, really bad. The 2nd round pick on A.J. Brown. Maybe I'm wrong. It's only week 2, but we'll see. I'm taking a look at some other busts. Again, Antonio Brown. People are just so upset thinking that he was going to perform on that level again. It doesn't work like that. 2.7 points for AB. What do you have? 3 targets, 1 reception. Corey Davis, 2.8 points. Guys, it's Corey Davis. Here's 2 hours. We're not wowed. So I'm not telling you. This one I'm a little shocked with. He's one of my guys. I got him for value in some of my leagues. DJ Chark, 2.9 points. But again, Trevor Lawrence still trying to get into that groove. So Chark is an honorable mention. Antonio Brown. And I would say A.J. Brown busting. Corey Davis. Again, I don't have expectations for Corey Davis. A lot of people do. Aguilar, 5.1 points. People expect more on him. And Tyreek Hill, 5.9 points. I'm going to write that down. Tyreek is a bust as well. And A.J. Brown. Those are my busts of the week at wide receiver. Because, again, first-round picks. And they're putting up, 7.3 and 58th amongst wide receivers, man. Tyreek Hill, 66th. And I don't care. I don't care if he was double covered. I don't care. It's the fact of the matter. They're supposed to be performing, and they're not. Running backs. This is interesting. Derrick Henry, 47 points. What a stud. 182 yards, 3 touchdowns. Unbelievable. Christian McCaffrey, 24 points. He had a tough matchup, so you got to give him credit. Cordell Patterson having that touchdown there. It was pretty impressive. I think it was a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. He's not even a running back. He's doing well. And I told you, Mike Davis sucks, but I'm not saying Cordell Patterson was better, but that's crazy that Cordell Patterson finished third amongst wide receivers, excluding that Monday game. Tony Pollard, this is a problem. It's a big problem. 13 attempts, 109 yards, and, what do you have? 109 yards and 3 touchdowns. What is it? 1 touchdown and 3 targets for 3 receptions. I mean, I don't like that. 109 yards, 13 attempts on the ground. Not good. Not good, Zeke owners. Not good at all. Zeke finished 9th with 17 points amongst running backs. Pollard finished 4th with 23 points. Not good. That should all be going to Zeke. That is ludicrous, okay? So that's a big problem there. He's going to be a thorn. Austin Eckler finishing 5th with 9 attempts, 54 yards, and 0 touchdowns. But again, he got banged up, came back in. I mean, he had a good game. What can I tell you? J.D. McKissic, another thorn. And, this is another problem here that we saw. I think it was Thursday Night Football. This is going to be a problem as well. J.D. McKissic, 20 points. Getting involved in the receiving game. If you're an Antonio Gibson owner, I never trusted Washington. Now this is going to be a problem as well. Najee Harris making the board top 7. I like it, 19 points. James White, that's surprising. That's going to be, week in, week out. Zeke Elliott and Daryl Henderson. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Daryl Henderson and with Sony Michel there. Going to go over some sucks here. I'm going to go over some key injuries here as well at the end, okay? Some sucks. Jonathan Taylor, 6.3 points. JT, 6.3. Not good. Probably going to be this. I'm just trying to see who's my suck of the week here. I think that is worthy of a suck of the week. What do you guys think? Tyson Williams, 11 points. Antonio Gibson, 9.3. James Robinson, my guy, 9.4. Joe Mixon, 8.1. A lot of people high on Joe Mixon, second-round pick, guys. Getting back to his old self. This is embarrassing. Naheem Hines, 3.2. No one's really expecting anything out of him. Am I missing somebody here? I think that's it. I got to go with Jonathan Taylor here. He and Joe Mixon. Because those guys, first round, second round pick busting. Shame. Joe Mixon, 8.1 points. Joe Mixon. I got to write this down. 8.1. And again, Jonathan Taylor, 6.3. Guys, that's not good. That is not good. Okay? I don't have those guys on my team, but still, Saquon. And you guys are making fun of me as Saquon, who's coming off injury. Has tough matchups, 8.9 points. Get out of here, guys. Both Saquon and Robinson beat Mixon and Jonathan Taylor and all those guys. All right, so that's it, guys. Those sucks. Let's go over some news here. Did I miss anything? I think we got everything. We got wide receiver. We got quarterback. Some injury reports here. Dalvin Cook was injured a lot. Looks like an ankle. Came off gingerly, came back in. I would imagine that he strained his ankle or something like that. I'm reading the report right now. There isn't too much into the details other than he was tackled from behind, stayed down on the field, walked off gingerly. Looks like a lower leg injury. I think it's ankle. I'm not an injury guy, but I'm just reading the reports. Daryl Henderson, again, I don't trust Dalvin Cook. He came off the field 3 times. I kept getting reports that he's off the field. Trainers are looking at him. He's in the tent. It's coming, guys. It's coming. I told you. Daryl Henderson helped off the field in the fourth quarter against Indy. Looks like a rib injury, 13 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown. I guess the status is unknown. Sony Michel, if it's a rib injury, which happened to Cam Akers, that's going to linger. It's going to be a problem. Those things hurt. I've had them. They linger, and if you fall on them, it's like somebody stabbing you. It's terrible, okay? Other injuries that happened, JaMychal Hasty, Trey Sermon, Elijah Mitchell, all a little bit banged up. We're going to have to see what happens. Just make sure you check their statuses. If you have any of these guys, I stayed away from these guys. But if you saw Trey Sermon come down on his first attempt, he came down, crashed down, and got that injury and fumbled the ball. It was crazy. Eagles got the ball, and Again, they didn't end up winning, but Trey Sermon didn't look good on his first play. Jarvis Landry was banged up as well. Odell Beckham still yet to return. That receiving core having some issues. I think it's an MCL injury. I have not looked more into the injury. But yeah, Jarvis Landry in some trouble here. Deontay Johnson, again, I've talked about this. He had that leg injury near the end of the game, and then the game shut off. I guess they were out of time. But again, I don't know. Deontay looked good. Hopefully he's good because I got him on my teams. Amari Cooper was hurt. What happened to him? In the 17-17 game, 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Cooper was hauled out in a short pass with a short pass, but stayed down the field. So something to watch, Amari Cooper owners. That could be trouble. And that's it. There's a couple other things that nobody cares about. Danny Amendola, hamstring injury. Nico Collins, shoulder injury. Just a couple nagging injuries here and there. Quarterbacks. Tyrod Taylor was banged up as well. It looked like it was a hamstring injury. Davis Mills came in. He didn't look that impressive. Andy Dalton was banged up. I don't know. Fields came in. I don't know if Fields is going to stay in. How serious Andy Dalton's injury was. It looked like an ACL injury. Might be an ACL injury. I don't know. Or may not be an ACL. Take a look into that. Baker Mayfield suffered an injury, but I think he came back as well. Looked like it was his non-throwing shoulder. And then Tua as well. Tua got banged up. Let's see what happened. Bruised ribs. X-rays came negative. So, guys, rib injuries, knee injuries, ankle injuries, shoulder injuries to non-throwing arms. I mean, hamstring injury. It's just crazy. It's starting to add up. It's going to be a long, hard, fought-out season. Make sure you add depth. Make sure you guys stay sharp on the waiver wire. I'm going to be doing a waiver wire show tomorrow. It's been crazy. But those are your studs and sucks of the week. I'm going to be on Instagram ripping into these guys even more, telling them they suck and tagging them. It's going to be super exciting, guys. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and of course, guys, very, very important, guys, download the app DraftKings, use promo code FFLine. Go create an account. We'll talk soon, guys. Those are your studs and sucks. A lot to talk about, a lot covered. Subscribe. We'll talk soon.